So, hello, welcome back to another episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And today I do want to pick on two things. And one is going to be not being the person that you actually would like to be. And the second one is going to be about stress. Especially and not importantly, but I want to talk about stress because I've seen that last summer, where I've been in the best shape that I've ever been at, and I've also been feeling incredible, back in these days. Obviously, my workout schedule was on point, my eating habits were on point, but also my daily routines and also my stress levels were on point. For weeks and weeks and weeks, I've not had any amount of stress, quite. I've really been feeling good. Workouts were fine. I've been able to sleep very well, which, quite often isn't the case at this point. Unfortunately, it is something that incredibly fucks with me, and I hate it. I really dislike it, but it is what it is. Some things you just can't change, and this is the reason why I'm willing to talk about stress. But first of all, because I, haven't noted down anything, I want to talk about being the person that you do not want to be. And it is something that came into my mind today, unfortunately, while I was working. And, well, as funny as it might be, but I've always been quite stressed out today from time to time at work. And also yesterday at work, I've just really been a shitty person. I've just really been a shitty person to the people that came to me. At this point, I'm working at a place where you test people for COVID. So you basically take a stick and put it into their nose, and that is it, And you can, and I do want to underline can, be very nice there. You can say, hello, how are you? Have a nice day, and all of these things, you get my point. But when I'm stressed out and when I'm in an environment that is not really optimal, I'm not going to do so. I'm not going to be a nice person. And I'm also, unfortunately, not going to be the nicest person to my coworkers. I'm just going to do my stuff, and I try to do it as good as I can with thinking about them, but not trying to do my job in a way that is also going to benefit them, since everything kind of is a whole work chain, quite. They also profit from me doing my work, especially cleaner, and more organized, I'd say. And I just don't do that when I'm stressed out and trying to be as fast as I can and trying to be as efficient as I can. And this is something that really bothered me today and also yesterday, and especially yesterday because I've just been shit to the people, just been doing my job really fast, but not in a way that really satisfied me. And I came to the conclusion that, stress is really fucking with me, quite. And I've also kind of recognized that as one pillar that maybe really gave me the opportunity to get into the best shape that I've ever been at. Meaning really quite lean without feeling bad at all. I've really been feeling good. I've been able to learn from my A-levels just really effectively and efficiently, which I've also been able then to see, with my grades that I've gotten. But in the end, it's been like, I don't know. I do really still try to understand how I've been able to get into this shape. My eating habits, I didn't really have any clue about calories, to be honest. I've just been eating and I haven't looked calories up at all. Something that I did was lowering the amount of stuff that I eat and also not eating certain things that I eat now. But I don't necessarily think that this is kind of the reason why I've gotten into this shape. I think actually a pretty big point is, for me at least, having great workouts and not being stressed out. And this is one of the reasons why I'm willing to go through an article or maybe even some articles around getting into shape and, not getting into shape, but about stress. And there is actually apparently a relatively new article by the Cleveland Clinic, which I guess is a source that you can trust in. I don't know. How can we handle stress in healthy ways? Eat and drink to optimize your health. Some people try to reduce stress by drinking alcohol or eating too much. These actions may seem to help in a moment, but actually may add to stress in the long run. Caffeine also can compound the effects of stress. Consuming a healthy, balanced diet can help to combat stress, and also, by the way, not to less, as I've also realized. For me, it actually made sense to also thinking about last year's summer, where I probably have been eating quite a bunch of calories. I've been eating quite well without actually knowing it. But I've been feeling really, really, really incredibly good, but also strong. Very important point. You also want to feel strong if you work out on a daily basis, when you move on a daily basis. And, yeah. Anyway, exercise regularly, which is the second point. The third is stop using tobacco and nicotine products. People who use nicotine often refer to it as a stress reliever. However, nicotine actually places more stress on the body by increasing physical arousal and reducing blood flow and breathing. I didn't know about that. I always thought that it's probably going to increase blood flow as, caffeine does, I guess. I'm not quite sure. Might be diluting your blood. Anyway, study and practice relaxation techniques. Taking the time to relax every day helps to manage stress and to protect the body from the effects of stress. You can choose from a variety of techniques such as deep breathing, imagery, progressive muscle relaxation, and mindfulness meditation. Also, in these days back in 2020, my meditation habits were really quite different, and also my mental health was really quite different. As strange as it is for me actually to say it, not only say it, but to realize it and to see it, is that my mental health, really declined in 2021. Not necessarily due to COVID, because this has also been the case for me in 2020 or for us in 2020. And so it is really interesting, like, why? Why did my mental health decline in such a not massive way? It's not been just whatever and stuff, but I have seen it and I still see it. And this is important to notice and important to have in mind, I'd say, because, it's not something one should take lighthearted. Like, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel this way? Is there something going on in my life? I mean, obviously things have happened, but also in 2020 things have happened. But yeah. And the funny thing is, in terms of my physique, you can clearly notice when I've kind of stopped my diet, when I've stopped things quite. But to be honest, looking back at 2020, it's been one of the years that I think that I'm always going to remember, in terms of the good things that happened. And I mean, a lot of bad things happened as well, but I've experienced so many great things. Well, I kind of want to remember the parties that were incredible. And don't get me wrong, I don't like drinking alcohol too much, and I also don't do it too much, but when I drink something, then I, sometimes overdo it, but I'm trying to keep it as low as I can, period, also because I do not really feel like needing it. Reduce triggers of stress. Oh, we've gone through that. Examine your values and live by them. The more your actions reflect your beliefs, the better you feel, no matter how busy your life is. Use your values when choosing your activities. This might also be one of the greatest points that I've seen. This day and age, I have to work, and I don't like work, and it is also very stressful at work. And but but it gives me meaning. The thing is, when I don't work and when I don't have anything to do quite, I don't feel really good because I feel like I'm just not using my days as I could, I just don't do anything and so on and so forth, and I hate that. I hate not feeling like being productive. And this is something that work gives me, a feeling of productivity, and is also just passing quite a ton of time, and it also gives me a reason to feel good about those days I don't have to work at. On the other hand, back in 2020, I had to learn for my A-levels. So there was a reason for me to just do something, and I had something to do, something smart, something really important. And so I've always been something, or I've also had something to focus on. Okay, this is something of importance. This is something I can do. This is something that gives my life meaning and a purpose. And well, yeah, that's quite it, Incredibly important for me. Maybe actually one of the most important things that is for me in my life. Assert yourself. It's okay to say no to demands on your time and energy that will place too much stress on you. You don't always have to meet the expectations of others. This is something that I thought about as well in terms of work. Like, do I want to stop working because of the stress, because of me actually disliking it? Even though it's just getting better now because I, get to know people or I've gotten to know people, and, when you've been doing something for a set period of time, you just get more comfortable doing that, period. Set realistic goals and expectations, and the last one is sell yourself to yourself. When you're feeling overwhelmed, remind yourself of what you do well. Have a healthy sense of self-esteem. Yeah. There are several other methods you can use to relax or reduce stress, including deep breathing exercises, meditation, mindfulness meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, mental imagery relaxation to music, biofeedback explained below, and counseling to help you recognize and release stress. Biofeedback helps a person learn stress reduction skills by providing information about muscle tension, heart rate, and other vital signs as a person attempts to relax. It is used to gain control over certain bodily functions that cause tension and physical pain. Biofeedback can be used to help you learn how your body responds in stressful situations and how to cope better. If a headache, such as a migraine, begins slowly, many people can use biofeedback to stop the attack before it becomes full-blown. This, by the way, as I believe, really is also one of the reasons why meditation can be so helpful, because it makes you realize things coming up. You get way more aware than you've been before, and this is really, really important. What to do if you have trouble sleeping? Well, I'm not going to go over that, but sleep, very important. Back in 2020, when I've just, been able to really structure my day in any way I wanted, I've just every day gotten enough sleep. Not happening now because I have to work and my schedules changes and so on and so forth. It is what it is, and I also do want to have some free time, for recording and also working out and, watching series that I've kind of discovered for me as being quite a good tool for feeling better, overall. If I'm just having something to look forward to, something that, may not necessarily be productive, but in the end is, because it makes me feel good and better. And yeah, gonna end the episode there. I do hope that I've been able to share some things of importance, and I'm gonna see you the next time. So, bye-bye.